Situation 5, Operation Goodwood. The date is July 18th, 1944. Elements of the British 11th and Guards Armored Divisions encounter remnants of the German 1st SS and 21st Panzer Division during Operation Goodwood. This is a large scenario, and I think it's going to be very exciting. This is the board right here. The British, the whole point of the game for the British is to capture all the bridges on the center board. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's one little bridge down here in the corner that they have to capture. And then they have to capture all the town hexes on the center board. That includes this big city over here and this little town up north. And that's a town over here, down here to the southeast. There's the town right here. And there's the big city town. And the bridges are up here. And you have the bridges over here. And there's one little bridge over here at the corner. And the bridge is up to the north, basically. And the Germans are set up to the south. Now, I'm going to zoom in. I've set up all the German self-propelled artillery, the heavy hitters, down here in this wooded area right here. And so you have things with 2 with attack factor of 40, 1 with an attack, and 2 with an attack factor of 60. And since the also have planes with rockets, I also have my anti-aircraft units over here. That's these 2 14s. Oh yeah, and there's 2 more 60 firepower heavy hitters down here. So there's a lot of firepower down here in this area. And I have well defended, I hope, with tanks out here on the periphery. And over here, I also have my anti-aircraft batteries over here. And going up north, I'm not allowed to see some woods and towns where I can get some cover. And looking out now at the British side, over here, I want to send a small British force into St. Athan. And they're going to cross, there's a bridge here. Just circle, there's a bridge there, and there's a bridge there. And the British vehicles are going to cross the bridges over there. And I want that force to put pressure on this area right here and threaten the German artillery park over here behind the lines. And I have multiple, now I have the British long-range artillery over here and over here, and obviously the Germans aren't going to be able to get to them. Those 2 are British artillery. I have 8 Typhoons with rockets. And that's going to try to put pressure on the German artillery park down south in that big forested area in Board C. I have my tanks leading the way, followed by the Bren carriers over here going into the city. And up here, there are 2 bridges to the north. I have just infantry come through right here, just because I don't want to immediately sacrifice my armored vehicles. Now, every British infantry unit has its own Bren carrier, and I'm having these Bren carriers sit in the woods until the infantry can kind of scope out the area and see what's going on, where the fire's going to be coming from. And up here, same thing. I got 2 British infantry units up here. They're going to cross this bridge right here. And then once they see that's clear, they're going to bring in the Bren carriers. And I actually don't have any Germans in that area, but they don't know that yet. Over here in the big city, Grand Settles, I have these 3 British right here in the woods. They're going to come straight across the river over here. And they're probably going to attack this little forested area. and there's no bridge for most of this area right here. So they're gonna come right across the river. Their Bren carriers are right here, right there. There they are. There are the Bren carriers that are attached to these squads right here. I just wanted to have them where they couldn't be attacked. And if these infantry need the Bren carriers, they'll be able to hook up with the Bren carriers in this area someplace. So that's why I put the Bren carriers for those units right here. And that's it. So who goes first? And this is only 10 turns too, but there are a lot of units on it. Allies move first. I'm going to go a little bit slow because we're using planes. We have a lot of off-board artillery. And I want to make sure I get the rules right. So the British don't actually have any engineers. Actually, they do. The British have 2 engineer units. And one of the engineer units is coming in this main group in the city. Grand Cells. Another engineer unit is coming up across the bridge in the far north. Here. So I want to look at indirect fire. Okay, so direct fire attacks, unlike indirect fire attacks, target hex must be designated at the beginning of the combat phase of the previous turn. I just want to see if I can start off with indirect fire. Okay, I just want to check that. So the British can't start with indirect fire. I'm going to check the rules. Okay, that's it. Okay, just want to make sure. So the first thing is the British, and I don't think any Germans are visible at this point, which is a good thing for the Germans. Yet no German units are visible in any location. They're all in towns or they're all in woods hexes. So the British can't dial in indirect fire just yet. Now the good thing is the British have 8 Typhoons, and once these Typhoons are used up, they can each do 1 attack, and I can only have 5 of them on the board at the same time. And they have their own line of sight rules. So I'm just going to go over that. So we have the combat phase, the air phase, the movement, and the close assault phase. So I just want to look up air units and see how they operate. And I already went over read these rules, but I'm going over them again just to remind myself. Rules governing blocking terrain do not apply for line of sight from aircraft to ground unit. So I'm going to assume that these things can just fly in and they can attack any German units they see. Even those that haven't been spotted yet. That's the question. In order to do an indirect fire attack, I'm up. This is so I have to have these units. Blocking terrain doesn't count. So basically these are going to fire, stay on board, fire, and then spot. But they may, fire bombers may not, however, sight or spot targets for ground units, but only for other fighter bomber units. Thus, fire bomber units cannot be used to sight targets for indirect fire, but if one fire bomber unit sights a target, the fire bomber units presently on the board may attack. Excellent, that makes sense. So in the individual situation rules, it says how you handle aircraft. And all it says is no more than 5 aircraft counters may be on the board at any one time. And they have unlimited movement. Okay. So I have 8 of these. I'm going to have to put 3 off the map temporarily. So I'm going to put the 3 that are not on the map. I'm going to create a little area for them. Using these markers to show that these are not on the map. And I'm going to place these on the other ones on the board here. Just 3, 4. I can rotate these so they're pointing in the direction that they're flying in. I just think that'd be more realistic. So what they're going to do, they're going to fly down here, and they're going to fly, and they're going to try to locate units in this area right here, in all this wooded area. So whenever one of these units fire, these indirect units fire, they'll be able to be spotted and attacked. However, whenever they come to the attack or flying for the attack, they can be attacked by these 2 anti-aircraft units here, which are kind of powerful. Because at close range, these are double, they become 28. Now there's also over here an anti-aircraft table, and this is the anti-aircraft table. Usually regards to the actual number in a single hex. So the aircraft units don't have any defense factor. They're just attacked one at a time on this chart. A single anti-aircraft can only fire 1 aircraft unit, and each aircraft can only be attacked once per phase. All anti-aircraft units firing at an aircraft are told into 1 combat attack strength. Combat arts are not calculated, just find the attack strength and roll. And AA units double attack strength when firing at half range or less, and remains normal at greater than half range. Ranges are always rounded down. And here you see the results: X eliminated, D aircraft damage. If they're damaged, they can execute attack, but is removed at the end of the air phase. So the only thing that would affect, really prevent a unit's attack, is these X's here, these crosses. And you would need at least 8 strength points and a die roll of 1 to affect a unit. So they're fairly hard to shoot down, but I do have a lot of firepower here in this area right here. I have 28. Now I had 3 other anti-aircraft units, and they're all spread out in this area right here. I think I have one. No, I don't have one. They're up in this area somewhere. Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, here they are. Right here, here, and here. And they're in this little box right here. And the reason being, I want to be able to give some air defense in this area right here. Okay, so that's my setup. And now we're ready to do the phase. Now I can't do any, and I'm going to, again, walk myself through it slowly. It's a combat phase. Allied player writes indirect fire attacks for next turn. Allied player resolves minefield attacks. Allied player resolves indirect fire attacks. And none of that. And Allied player resolves all direct fire attacks. So there are no direct fire attacks because there are no targets. And then air phase. So then I would move, and units go over in the range of potential of anti-aircraft fire. Then they can fire on my units. So I'm starting my units up here in the north, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're going to head down south looking for targets. Now the thing is, they can actually, it's going to take them a while to get back to this area, and they're going to have to pass. So the only units they're going to be able to fire on, I got to check the range. 9. Oops. So really the effective range of these particular units is only 5 hexes. So right over there. So that really is only going to affect one of my plane units, one of my Typhoons. They'll probably be able to, they might be able to shoot down one of them. And I do have a chance at the range of 10 though. So at most, I'll be targeted by this little group. Oops. By this little group right here. Right there. And then of course when you get to this area down here, there's going to be a lot more targets. And the which one is slide is fired upon the rest of the target, whatever that. This is only rockets. So if I want to fire the rockets and leave, and they have to leave, there are some units with rockets and some units with machine guns. Machine guns, if they have machine guns, they can fire up to 4 different times, so they stay on the board. So that's and here, like right there. He's going to fly down here, continue flying over here. Now he's going to fly over enemy territory right here. I'll do a range check. Nope, he's out of range. And now he's going to fly into this area. Oops. And now he has a firing unit. So if a unit is in town, he has to be within 10 hexes of it. A town or woods. Let's see something here. Woods or town have to be within 10 hexes of the firing unit. So I gotta look right down here. So I'm gonna I'm going to come out 10 hexes. And that's where I'm going to park my plane. I'm playing these in pairs because if one unit gets fired upon, actually I'm going to send them in a group of 3. I'm better off grouping them actually. 1, 2, 3. I have 8 of these. Where's my other one? There it is. These two over here. So I don't know if I want to do that. All right, so I'm going to send these 3 planes into the pen. Bring the pen from the center right here. Okay. I want to be at the center of the woods. All right, so they're at a range of 10. I want them to be at a range of 10 from that hex right there. We're going to fly right here. Fly right here. Because I want to be able to spot that wood. So now we have anti-aircraft fire. We have one here and one here. So each one of these is going to shoot at one of these planes. So I need someone to come back. Okay, so those 2 anti-aircraft units, or howitzers, both are the same plane, and 1, 2, or 3, they knock it down. They shoot it down. 5, so it's safe. Okay. So now we're going to go over here. And I'm going to line up these planes, so they're straight down over here. So I have 4 planes. They're going to fire. At 12. So the enemy wants it. This one shoots on them. They failed to do it, and they've all fired. Separated. The thing is, if they do that, and one gets shot down, the other one can't spot for that plane. So these anti-aircraft guns are good at this range, but they're deadly. 50% chance of shooting down a plane if that plane is within just one. 50% chance of shooting down a plane if it's within 5 hexes of it. So, and my planes are going to have to undergo that risk if they attack some of these long distance targets over here. So right now my planes can see 10. Range of 1249. I don't think so. Okay, all right, what's going on? That's not a range of 4. Oh, I see. It's because it's on a border hex. There's a little glitch in the program. That's like 9, 10. All right. So this is just showing what I can see right here. What I basically can see is this unit right here. All right, so that's it for the air phase. Movement phase, move vehicular units, and then we'll move non-vehicular units, and then that's it. Okay. So let's find the vehicular units I want to move. So I'm going to go over here to the left. That's easy to do now. So this box, those are these units that are going to be moved south and try to tackle pressure in this area right here on the artillery park. So I'll move this unit first. That's why I see that. It's right there. That is kind of it's like a torpedo box. But the thing is, there's some of the behind for the big direct fire guns. So that's 2. So do I want to fire? Oh, and a big thing about this is that the Germans have to destroy at least 3 units for every 2 units they lose. So that would be a 1-to-1. That would just slow it down. I need to have a little bit better results than just slowing units down and dispersing them. So there's at least 3 units right here I can fire. 2-to-1. I can get 3-to-1 right there. Maybe. So 25, 38, 8. So put it right there. So you might use suspension. Fire. Overall, well, I know they're spotted. So we have to spot them right here. So, okay, so now next one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go right there. Now each of these next stacks over here, up here, one, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Now each of these stacks has a Bren carrier and Sherman. So I'm gonna start moving the Brent carriers. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. They can actually move 10 anyways. This Brent carrier, because it can move 10, is going to, I'm going to worry about, they can park right there in the city. This one's going to park right there forward in the city. I won't be doing this if they could be fired upon. But... Okay, so how far can I move these tank units up here? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. They're going to basically follow the path right there. And they're going to follow the same path right there. Okay. So stage, I'm going to go up north. Up north here, and these units are going to so these units use quick march. They can move up to 3 hexes. 1, and these units traveling with the tank. 1, 2, 3, and they receive fire. This unit's going to go 1, 2, 3. How about these Brens? Are the Brens going on yet? No, not yet. Not yet. The Brens are not going forward. I actually could have hit the tanks right here, but I didn't. Right here. 1. Do they want quick march? Oh, you have to. I worry about the dispersal rolls because dispersal rolls will go away at the end of this turn. Two. So these both mutually. And I go, oh poop. I think tank at that range is, but that's why I came across. Now I didn't want to just send my vehicles through. So where's the charts? Weapons effectiveness chart. Armor against firing armor against infantry. It's half attack strength. 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 firepower. I can get 1-to-1 against that rifle. I can get 1-to-1 against the engineer, better yet. Right here, it's engineer. This unit still isn't spotted, but it could have fired at the unit I was crossing right there. So this right here is going to be a 1-to-1 attack against the engineer unit. And that disrupts the engineer unit, which is a good thing because the engineer unit was deadly. And that significantly defangs any potential attack I do over here. The good news is that unit right there was spotted. Just use a spotting marker. So it's obvious which one was spotted, that right there. Okay, and that's it for movement over here. I don't want, well, they can stand pat. Okay, these units right here are going to be trying to enter this river. I'm going to go from left to right. They need 1, 2, or 3 in order to succeed. 6. I just want to make sure. Streams. Oops. Streams. To do 1, 2, or 3 permits entry. So nope for that one. Middle one can enter the stream. And the last one can enter the stream, and those cannot be fired at right now because those are at level -1. Okay. Progress there. Let's see something. If I spot over here, what happens? Okay. So if I use spot over here, you see the little spot thing. Okay. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove the spot from the top. Because I want to see if I can get all of them with the spotting marker on. So I'm going to do that. Right click. Now they all show spotting markers. And they do. Excellent. All right. Next, this middle group over here into the city. Okay, go. Cross the bridge. Any fire while they're crossing the bridge? Yes, we do have fire while they're crossing the bridge. Maybe. The thing is, if I fire at that unit right there, even if it is in range, which it's not in range anyway, so they made it across the bridge and made it down here. Do I want to go further? Dare I go further? Not yet. Well, there's method to my madness, I promise. I'm actually sending one forward right there. Oops, I want it right there. I want to see if I draw any fire. 20. Wow, that's an 88. Wow, that's 40 firepower. That's a 5 to 1. I'm going to take it. And that is a wreck. And it does actually remove the original unit. But the good news is I haven't spotted you. Which means my planes can. Next group. 1, 2. He goes forward. By firing at. Actually, this tank right here, 2. Okay, here goes forward. 1, 2. Nobody can see him. So far, so good. He comes out there. No fire. He comes out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fire. 3 to 1. Straight up. And that is a wreck. And in return, he is spotted. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can wait. Is that another 20? 20 there. And have a wow. 1, 2. Let's see what these two can hit. Looking at range 10. Wow. They can fire all the way to right there, right? Yep. All right. Now I get 2 more. Got one right here. I want to keep the Spitfires on top. So this unit right here, this 20, it's going to fire move to the top. Shuffle them around a bit. There we go. Okay. So I gotta get the range. So that's gonna fire against that. And that's gonna be, that is 10. That's half range. That's gonna be 5 to 1. Boom, another wreck. And tank is eliminated. I just gotta make sure wrecks don't actually have vehicles under them yet. Yeah, they do. Now they just have the Typhoon. And finally right here, this unit, delete. There you go. Okay, so now these units have three. I think here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I do have to take the shot. Here to here, if I have it. Do I have it? No, it crosses a city hex side. So I don't have it. Have 2. This one 2. This one's going to fire. Sorry, that's going to fire. And that's going to be a 4 to 1 again, or 5 to 1. And that's a wreck. So there's 2 wrecks in that hex. Yeah. Carries out everybody. Obviously, since these have fired, these are spotted. So. If I take out one of, if the Germans take out one of them, they lose 2 units. So yep, that's my engineers actually. Okay, these are, I'm going to park right here because those are the 3 brands that belong with this group right here. All right, I believe that's it for all the. All right, so that's enough. That's it for the British turn. Yep. And the game has begun. Well, okay. All right, so I'm going to flip this to, oops. I am going to flip the turn marker over to turn 1. First, I got to get the game end down to 10. And then I'm going to need a game counter. Which is in the markers. Is that markers? Oh, that's markers. So I'm going to need a marker, a game marker, or a game marker. So that's what I'm doing now. And it may take a minute or two till I find it, so I'm going to pause right here. Okay, so I found it. It's right here. It's already on axis turn. All right, so that's going to be it for the introduction to Operation Goodwood and the Allied player turn. And I will be seeing you next video. Have a good day. Bye-bye.